I'm back with a week of nourishing breakfast ideas. You already know how I feel about a good, satiating, nourishing breakfast. There's nothing like it. I'm definitely in the mood for a nourishing breakfast this morning. I just did back-to-back classes in the gym, which I never do. Usually I can only do like one class, but I don't know, something in me just kind of felt to do two today. Yeah, I knew I had a few chickpeas, some olives, and some spinach. I'm never gonna be without eggs. And I sometimes get questions about how many eggs I eat a week. It really just varies in terms of like my go-to source of protein, especially in the morning. I would say for me right now at this stage of my life, because you know, we could always change. Right now, it is definitely eggs. I'm just gonna cook the spinach down, maybe chop a little onion, throw that in there, throw some chickpeas in. These chickpeas, these ones in particular, are so delicious as they are that honestly, you don't need to do much. Can't say the same for all shop-bought chickpeas. So yeah, if they need a little bit of spicing up, then obviously you know what to do. So just roughly chop this red onion. So I've definitely shown you like a pesto baked eggs. I'm actually not gonna bake the eggs today. I'm just gonna cook everything on the hob because it is just as delicious when you cover the pan. Obviously you can bake them if you want to. Heat this pan up on like a medium heat. Just gonna rinse these olives off. I actually need to ask you guys for a favor. I do. I have been nominated for a Fortnum's Rising Star Content Creator Award of the Year, which is just crazy. And I've been promoting it on my Instagram, asking everyone to go and vote and show me some love because it would be a massive deal if I was to win. It's all based on a public vote. So I need you guys to get behind me and support, of course, if you want to, if my recipes have ever been of value to you, if you enjoy the content that I create, please just it literally takes like 2-3 seconds to click on the link in my description and just vote for me. If you can support, that would be so appreciated. We're just gonna place the onions in to start. A little pinch of salt. We've got a lot of saltiness because we're gonna have the saltiness from the olives, and the chickpeas are quite salty already, so I don't want to overdo it with the salt. So just cooking these onions on like a medium heat. It doesn't need to be too low and slow. Our onions have softened a little bit. We're gonna throw our spinach in. Whilst that's cooking down, I'm gonna make my little daily herbal blend random flask. I do this almost every day, just in a flask. Then I just kind of sieve the herbs as I go along. So I'm just doing some tulsi, which I always talk about, always forever using tulsi. I've got some raspberry leaf and I've got a bit of chamomile. Not even gonna boil the kettle. I've got my reverse osmosis core water drop filter, which I can get instant boiling water from, which is brilliant. The water drop just makes things like this so easy in the kitchen. So I've got my little herbal infusion. I'll just leave that to steep and probably start sipping on it in like an hour or so. So let's start by throwing our chickpeas in and then our olives. Just gonna chop up a little bit of dill and some fresh parsley. Just adding in a little bit of cumin, just because it's just like a spice that I personally add to everything. If it's breakfast and you just wanna keep things minimal and simple, then obviously don't do that. But I love a bit of cumin any time of the day. I'm gonna add a few chili flakes in there as well. Just gonna make some little spaces for our eggs. And just crack them in. Lid on, give it like, I don't know, it just depends how you like your eggs. I don't like my yolk hard at all. Like I want a runny yolk. So yeah, I'll probably leave the lid on for like 6-7 minutes or so. So our eggs are done. We're gonna add a little bit of feta. And we're gonna finish with some more fresh herbs. I'm going to add a little bit of pesto. I always have some shop-bought pesto in the fridge. First things first, we're gonna just get into that jammy yolk with this bread. Oh, it's just egg and bread, isn't it? Don't know why I'm making those noises. I'm really hungry. Okay, now for the real feta, spinach, olives, chickpeas. Come on, combination, can't go wrong. Here's to Monday. I will see you tomorrow. I love a potato hash, whether that's using regular potatoes, sweet potatoes, purple potatoes. So to speed things up a bit, I thought, why not use just some regular shop-bought gnocchi for this hash? I'm gonna call this a Speedy gnocchi hash. This is definitely a go with the flow type of breakfast slash brunch. Let's put it together. All of the ingredients, let me show you. So I've got about, I don't know, more than half a pack of gnocchi left. This brand I really do love just because the gnocchi like crisps up. I know it's not a traditional thing for it to be crispy, but I do like a little crisp in the pan. Got some mushrooms, half of a red onion, got a little red pepper. I also thought it would be nice to throw some sun-dried tomatoes in there, just have some in my fridge, so why not? Let's experiment. Another thing that I had in mind was to actually throw some lentils in just to bump the protein up, but would be a nice touch. There's probably a regular theme or pattern that you've noticed throughout my breakfast videos, and that is I love a savory breakfast. I do. I'll pick a savory breakfast over a sweet breakfast anytime, and that's not to say that I don't like sweet things, because I love sweet things, but when it comes to, yeah, just feeding myself in the morning, of course I'll have the occasional porridge, smoothie, granola bowl. In my opinion, I think serves me better, nothing feels better than a savory breakfast. You can use a combination of vegetables that you enjoy. This is particularly good for odds and ends in the fridge. So I just chopped my red pepper into cubes, and I kind of did the same with the red onion. Mushrooms, onions, and peppers all chopped. I'm gonna crisp up the gnocchi first, take it out the pan, throw the vegetables in with the lentils, and then throw the gnocchi in at the end just so it remains crispy. So I drizzled and heated a little bit of olive oil in a pan, and I threw in my gnocchi, just cooking it until it just has a little golden touch, until it looks something like this. I could eat it just like this, but we're not done yet. I'm gonna keep it really simple with the seasonings. I'm just gonna throw a little touch of garlic powder, some chili flakes, and some dried oregano, salt, pepper. Hit it with a little salt straight away. A little bit of garlic powder, garlic granules, some oregano, and some chili flakes. Also splashing in a little bit of tamari, just because I just can't cook mushrooms without tamari. So let's throw these lentils in. So the vegetables are cooked. We're gonna throw the gnocchi back into the pan. So I combined the gnocchi with the vegetables and the lentils. I also fancy some fresh herbs, and I had some parsley. So I just finely chopped some up. I completely forgot to add the sun-dried tomatoes in earlier. So yeah, just chopped a couple up and added that to the pan also. Fancy a really jammy boiled egg to go with this. I think it will be, yeah, great just sitting on top of this delicious breakfast. So I served my potato gnocchi hash up. I placed on that jammy egg, and my goodness, was I hungry by this point. If you want to make a speedy potato hash and you happen to have some shop-bought gnocchi on hand, give it a go. I fancy a scramble this morning, but I've also got some smoked salmon, so I'm going to do like a smoked salmon scramble. Just add the smoked salmon right in at the end, like just chop it up and add it in. Got my favorite eggs in the world. These are from the farmer's market. The taste of these yolks, nothing compares. They're bright, they're golden. Ooh. Got my smoked salmon, which has just been sitting in my fridge. I always have a stash of these flatbreads, which I am forever showing you, but they are so delicious, and I love the ingredients. It's just wheat, olive oil, and salt. Can't go wrong. When possible, I will start my day off with a big bowl of steamed greens. I know I've got some tenderstem, just simple steamed greens, a little bit of salt, olive oil. I'm gonna do 3 eggs. It was either between 2 or 3, because I've got the smoked salmon as well, so that's gonna add a little something extra, but I'll do 3. Can you see how bright these yolks are? Any type of cooked green for me will do, whether it's kale, spinach, broccoli, tenderstem, doesn't matter. All greens make me feel fantastic. My favorite steaming trays. I don't think you can ever have too many fresh herbs. Let's get into just throwing herbs on everything. With our herbs chopped. Gonna grab a few slices of this wild salmon, just chop it up, and then I will throw it in right at the end once the scramble's cooked. So we'll do maybe 1, 2, how many? these slices are really small, so we'll do like 4. Got this little cube of feta. I always find buying the smaller ones is handy because I never get through like a whole block and then it just goes bad. Might crumble a little bit of feta over. I'll see how I feel. Ask me what my preferred fat to cook eggs in. It will always be coconut oil, and that's above ghee, butter, olive oil. I personally think it just makes for the best tasting eggs, but obviously that's my preference. Everyone likes their scramble different. I'm definitely like a high heat cook in like 30-second type of scramble woman. I know that others prefer to do it kind of like low and slow, and that's also delicious, but I don't want to spend long in the kitchen. I just like to quickly chuck it in, done. Steamed tenderstem. A bowl of steamed greens, nothing groundbreaking, I promise, but I'm always saying this, I feel like I repeat myself, but steamed greens in the morning, if you can, give it a go. A drizzle of some olive oil. It's one of my favorite olive oils and I know it's nearly done. Last few drops, touch of salt. Of course, I'm gonna bring out the furikake. If you know my content, you should know what this is by now. It's my favorite sesame seed condiment. Okay, so our smoked salmon scramble, lots of herbs, lots of chives and dill, lots of black pepper, a little bit of avocado, and my toasted piadinas, my steamed tenderstem. Whew, I'm excited for this one. I haven't done this scramble for so long. Oh my God, oh my God. It's good, that is really good. I did a little Sainsbury's shop in the week and I posted my food haul, just everything that I grabbed, and many people were surprised that you can find plantain in Sainsbury's. You can find green plantain in Sainsbury's, well at least in my local Sainsbury's I can. It made me remember a green quinoa porridge that I made a few months ago, so I'm gonna do that this morning. I'm definitely in the mood for a porridge today, and this one never ever disappoints. Just gonna blend the green banana, add in some spices, whisk it all together, and serve this really tasty, really tasty porridge up. I soaked my quinoa about an hour ago. I always prefer to soak my quinoa when possible. I just simply put it in a saucepan, and I use my water drop core reverse osmosis water filter to soak the quinoa in. Whilst the quinoa's cooking away, we'll just carry on with the other steps. We're gonna extract all of our spices, the cinnamon, nutmeg. I'm gonna use some lime peel, so I'm gonna just grab some water. Today's tea blend, I've got tulsi, dandelion, a little touch of lavender, and a little touch of, I don't know if I put peppermint or spearmint, but it's delicious. I placed the cinnamon sticks into the pot of water. A little bit of lime peel in there. And I grated in some nutmeg too. So on quite a low heat, I just leave my spices just so they can fully be extracted. So we're gonna blend together the quinoa, the green plantain, and some water. I don't pull out my Vitamix unless I really need to, but I'm gonna use it because I actually want this porridge really smooth. I went ahead and combined the green banana, some cooked quinoa, and some water. You see how smooth? Smooth. I don't want to drop it. I'm trying to show you. I don't want to drop it though. So I poured the green banana and quinoa mixture into the extracted spiced water. Then I placed in some vanilla extract and then just began whisking everything. So please believe me when I say you just have to whisk. Just continue whisking. The porridge will thicken up. Trust me. Grabbed my coconut milk. It's between maple syrup or honey. I have to choose a sweetener. Honey is going to come at number 1, but I quite like using maple syrup for this. So last steps include throwing in that coconut milk along with your sweetener of choice. I think we're ready to serve it up. I'm looking forward to this. I'm forever wanting a warming, grounding, nourishing, feel-good porridge. The only word, heavenly. This has definitely gone to like the top of my list of favorite porridges at the moment. I'm really in the mood for my black bean, plantain and kimchi bowl. So I showed this in my last What I Eat in a Week video. I mentioned that it's in my ebook Home Cooked Wonders, but I did get a lot of you wanting to actually see the full breakdown of this delicious recipe. I've had it every week since I filmed that video. It's like I almost forgot how good it was, and then since I've had a taste, I want it all the time. I love how this bowl has everything. It has spicy, salty, sweet, so it just ticks every box for me. It's a little bit late in the day, so I can't call this breakfast. This is more brunch. I've got my ripe plantain, got myself an avocado that I'll just finish the bowl with. These black beans come together in a few simple steps. I'm gonna throw some fresh chili in there and just use a few kind of like pantry staples, seasoning, spices, just to make everything extra, extra tasty. Start off with the black beans, just because I guess they take the longest. They don't take long, but out of everything, they will take the longest. We're just gonna finely chop our onion as finely as possible. Along with the onions, we're gonna finely chop up some garlic along with some chili. We're gonna go ahead and heat a little bit of olive oil in a pan on like a low to medium heat and throw in the onions, the garlic and the chili. I'm gonna use my pestle and mortar, crush some coriander seeds and some cumin seeds too. So we're gonna throw in our crushed spices, just continuing to mix everything in the pan. I just rinsed off my black beans because I prefer to do that, but that is obviously preference. You don't have to if you don't want to. Throw them into the pan with the onions, throw over some stock of choice. I'm using a little bit of chicken bone broth. I threw in some smoked paprika, a little bay leaf and some good salt and some good pepper also. The black beans are nearly done, so I'm going to chop and fry up my plantain. I think it's about the exact ripeness that I like it at. I'm gonna fry an egg. We're gonna chop some avocado up, chop a few spring onions up too, and I'm also gonna squeeze some lime in to the black beans and throw some coriander in there as well. Whenever I fry plantain, I always use coconut oil. So once the black beans had absorbed all of that broth and they were looking delicious and tasting delicious, of course, I threw in some fresh coriander and I also squeezed in some lime juice. Really important steps, I feel, like the coriander and the lime juice, like you just don't want to miss it out. I went ahead and fried up a couple of eggs because I love topping this bowl with a fried egg. Yeah, it just makes the recipe. So serving up this breakfast slash brunch, this Friday breakfast brunch, last of the week, I placed on those black beans, followed on by some avocado. I added the plantain, some kimchi to the bowl, placed on my fried egg, and then topped everything with some furikake, threw on some spring onions, a little bit of extra chili. I will never get tired of this combination. I put an extra little kick of chili in, which I really love. I squeezed a little bit more lime juice than I usually do, which is also brilliant. So good. Let me know which breakfast slash brunch idea you are feeling gravitated towards, which one you'll be trying out first in the comments. I will see you all very soon in my next video.